Let me get that.
Yep, perfect.
All right, this, as I said, this meeting is being recorded and would be put on YouTube as well as played on LTC. By staying in the meeting, you consent to both. To speak, please raise your hand or type an asterisk into the chat. We have people looking. Yes.
Stand over there, so
What?
otherwise we're only seeing your back and not.
Oh, you can't see the screen. Okay,
Stand to the side.
it's better.
Keep moving, keep moving.
Okay, I'm in front of somebody no matter where I stand.
That's why I'm saying there,
Okay.
but that's good.
All right.
Thank you.
Please raise your hand or type an asterisk into the chat. Our timekeeper is Mitchell Pollen. Be mindful of time limits. Our stacker is Ron Peastree, who will be arriving momentarily. There are captions available. For people who are speaking, step up or step back. We want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to speak. So if you have not joined in the conversation, we ask you to step up and let us know your thoughts. If you have been speaking quite a bit, make sure you step back so that other people have an opportunity. We assume positive intentions from each other. If your words do cause hurt, ouch, be accountable. Oops. And please speak slowly as this is on Zoom. So the agenda tonight, we're going to have brief attendee intros, a land acknowledgement. We'll introduce Solidarity Lowell, the news, candidate introductions and committee updates. Then at 5:50, we have allied organization updates. And then we have great speakers tonight. We have Musa Chua from the Khmer Movement for Democracy. And then we have Nancy Cohn and Liz Anasakis from the Lowell Alliance. We're going to try to wrap it up by 6:55. So getting to know everybody. We are going to introduce ourselves with our name, our pronouns, where we live, and for the icebreaker today, what did you do for the eclipse? So, for example, I am Joseph Boyle. My pronouns are he, him. I live in the Lowell Highlands, and on the day of the eclipse, my son came home from school with his special glasses that he got at middle school, and we laid in the park at the end of my street and watched it and let it get cold and everything. It was fantastic. So let's see. Let's start around here. Amy?
Amy Baranowski, pronouns are she, her. I live in Lowell in District 4. It's the acre downtown-ish. Pronouns are she, her. Forget if I just said that. For the eclipse, I was working from home, but I live in a big old brick mill building condo, and a bunch of me and my neighbors all went outside and we had the glasses and we watched the eclipse for a while and snuck back into work.
Excellent.
Chris Apperman, pronouns she, her. The downtown also in a big old mill building, and we did pretty much the same thing. Everybody, or many people who were there, just came out into the parking lot. Somebody got extra glasses, so we had a big basket with glasses that people could take and share, and it was great.
Hi, my name is Jody Elliott. My pronouns are she, her. I live in Salem, Massachusetts, and for the eclipse, I was in Gloucester getting signatures. And it was really eerie, and we were just like watching all the people with the glasses, and yeah, it was a good day. Someone did give me a pair of glasses. Thank you, Michelle, from Gloucester.
Hey, my name is Mitchell Pollen. My pronouns are he, him. I live in the acre and Lowell. For the eclipse, I was working at my office complex in Waltham, and I did not have glasses, but fortunately someone from one of the other offices in the building had extras, so I hung out with them in the parking lot and watched the show happen.
Dan O'Connor, I'm just a Dracut resident right up the street. Boy, and that day of the eclipse, I was running errands most of the time, but I did have glasses and I caught a little bit of it.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Rusoko. I'm with the Khmer Movement for Democracy. I guess I have been given a chance to present something to the group tonight, and I'm really pleased to be here. Thank you.
I'm Vic Boyce. I live on Dutton Street, downtown Lowell. She, her. For the eclipse, I work in a mill building on Shaw and Smith Street in Lowell, and we went to the roof. It was really cool to be that high and then watch the colors change. And then when it was as total it was gonna get around here, it got really windy and cold. It's kind of odd up there. But I did buy glasses on Amazon. But it was very cool to witness.
Marissa Dupont, she, her. I live in South Lowell, in the Sacred Heart area. And for the eclipse, I brought a lawn chair to my office, and during lunch, I went out and sat in the grass, and a bunch of my coworkers came out, and we all passed the glasses around. I had some that Lisa had given me, actually, she had extras, and a few other people had them, but we all just kind of shared them and passed them around and oohed and awed. And it was fun. It was a good bonding moment with my coworkers.
Great, and we have people joining us via Zoom. Let's start with Ryan.
I was at work when the eclipse happened. We had the special glasses made available to us. And a couple of minutes before it started to really obscure the sun, I went out with a few other people and we discussed what we were going to do. And I talked about how I had a faint memory of the last time there was a total eclipse. And then I went back in, finished my shift, and went home. And people talked about what they were going to, just go home early and get food or whatnot. I passed the mic to John Grossman.
John Grossman, he, him. I'm in Lowell, in Pawtuckettville. I was working when the eclipse happened, and I was in a coffee shop somewhere in a meeting like this. And I looked out, I didn't have any glasses. I looked out the window and hoping to see something look different, but it didn't look that different. And all the people that were out there looking up seemed kind of bored. And that was it.
All right, Ozo.
Oh, thank you guys for having me as usual. Ozo, he, him. I live in Lowell above the shelter. I did a whole lot of nothing for the eclipse. I think I was, I don't know, doing laundry or something. Fun stuff.
D. D. Hozak. Well, D, you are muted.
Sorry, I totally lost the thing. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Okay. D. Halzak, she, her. I live in the acre. I was working during the eclipse. And I had to answer the phone, so I couldn't go outside to watch it. But all of a sudden I noticed the light changed and I went, oh, that's the eclipse. So I can't see who else is here. So pick somebody else who needs to go.
All right, Richard. Assuming Richard is on Richard's iPhone.
Yes, thank you, Richard Makoha. I live in South Lowell. And I missed the eclipse. I didn't have glasses.
Oh, geez. All right, Susie. Susie, we can't hear you. Yeah.
Sometimes she's driving.
Okay. All right. Susie, we'll come back to you. Linda.
Yes, hi, my name is Linda Cantor. I live in downtown Lowell by the water. For my pronouns are she, her, and for the eclipse, I live near Boarding House Park. So I went out there, I found some people. There was a nice gentleman sitting there and he shared his glasses with me. And we sat and watched until about 4 o'clock. And it was really magnificent looking through the glasses and seeing the sun and seeing the moon and seeing how close they got.
Yes.
So that was lovely.
All right, Susie. Let's try you again. All right, Susie's still having technical. Susie? Hi, we can hear you.
Can you guys hear me?
We can.
Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Susie Chun. My pronoun is she, her, and I live in South Lowell. What I did during the eclipse was I was with my students. We had our glasses on and we went to the playground and we enjoyed the eclipse together. Thank you.
Yeah, Susie's a pre-K teacher. That must have been fun. All right, I think that's everybody. So let's move along. A land acknowledgement here in Lowell, we stand on the land of the following nations: the Wabanaki, the Donlan Confederacy, the Pennacook, the Pentucket, the Pawtucket, and the Agawam. This information is from nativeland.ca. What is Solidarity Lowell? Solidarity Lowell is a volunteer group of Greater Lowell community members working towards social justice by defending the human rights, dignity, and equality of all against hate and discrimination. We welcome new members. The Solidarity Lowell Coordinating Committee is your elected team of volunteers running the meetings, organizing events, disseminating relevant news, and sharing calls to action. Coordinating committee elections are held each April, and congratulations to our re-elected candidates, myself and Chris Hoffman.
I don't know this congratulations, but or condolences, but
Solidarity Lowell is a chapter of our good friends at Progressive Massachusetts, a statewide member-driven grassroots organization committed to fighting for a vision of shared prosperity, racial and social justice, good government, and environmental sustainability in Massachusetts. Visit progressivemass.com or contact us after the meeting to learn more. All right, we like to celebrate our victories. So Merrimack Valley Food Bank cut the ribbon on their new expanded home at on Middlesex Street. This is actually a double victory because their old, less well-suited home on Broadway Street is going to be developed for affordable housing. Volkswagen workers in Tennessee voted to unionize their under the UAW. That was April, right?
Mhm.
Yep. The Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that health insurance plans must provide coverage for gender-affirming care in North Carolina and West Virginia. Take our victories where we can get them. And Disneyland characters voted to unionize. Does anybody else have anything positive to share?
Yes, I do. It's Ozo. So we discussed this at last week's meeting a little bit. Potential partnership with our friend Sal Lupoli as far as the boxing gym is concerned, which I do feel like it will help the homelessness issue a little bit. I'm also in contact with Kiki Rudy, who's really big in the city in boxing. He's asked me to be part of a group to start. He's going to call it the Friends of Lowell Boxing. And if you guys notice, I was wearing a U.S. Army hat today. The U.S. Army has agreed to be our first sponsor. I have some other contacts that are in touch with Sal Lupoli who actually rent from him. And also, Tom Golden and Kiki Rudy have already discussed this as an option. So it's just a matter of getting Sal in his ear and getting him on board. So there has been some movement on that. I think it's excellent news. It's nothing solidified, but it's movement nonetheless. So thank you guys for all your help.
That's great, Ozo. Excellent. Does anybody have anything else? All right. Moving along. Our 2024 elections are coming up, and we are looking at endorsements. 3 candidates in 2 separate races are seeking our endorsement. For Register of Deeds, we've received the questionnaires back from Karen Casella and Joe Reddy. And for the 18th Middlesex District in the Massachusetts House of Representatives, we have received one back from Tara Hahn. Candidate responses and the ballots will be sent to voting members in the next few days. You will have 1 week to return your ballot to vote on who, if anyone, we should endorse. Candidates will need a simple majority to be endorsed. If you are interested in helping, email contact@solidarityLowell.com. Oh, yes. Once a year, we update the Solidarity Lowell bylaws are updated once a year in May. There were no substantive changes this time. There were a small number of technical changes. The means of communication in the Solidarity Lowell Coordinating Committee has been changed from Facebook Messenger to Discord. We more explicitly defined the powers of the Solidarity Lowell membership, the voting responsibilities of the Solidarity Lowell membership, and there were a small number of minor technical changes that were made. This is visible for anybody to see. The website is provided there. If you want to take a look at our bylaws. Okay, we are engaged in the Emergency Housing Coalition. Join us in this coalition effort with our friends the Llamas, the Merrimack Valley Project, and Solidarity Lowell as we continue to work the work of advocating for humane treatment of our unhoused neighbors and for affordable housing. We are arranging a meeting with Representative Howard to discuss these issues, and once it's scheduled, we'll include it in the RRT, the Rapid Response Team email. The next meeting of the Emergency Housing Coalition is on June 20th, June 2nd, sorry, at 2 p.m. Tentatively, it's where they've usually been at the Center for Women in Work at 150 Wilder Street. If you'd like to get involved, email Marissa at solidaritylowell.com. The Rapid Response Team. Important news in this week's Rapid Response Team. Take the Greater Lowell Digital Equity Survey and help others to take it too. NEMCOG, the regional planning agency that includes Lowell and the Lowell area, and the MAPC, which is the regional planning agency in the Boston area, are working on a Greater Lowell Digital Equity Plan, a plan to improve residents' access to the internet and the quality of residents' access to the internet. Provide technological devices like smartphones and computers, as well as education about how to use digital tools. There's a survey to take about your experience, your digital experience living in Lowell. We'd like everyone to take it and to encourage as many people as they can. You can get to it through the NEMCOG site, the Northern Middlesex County of Governments, or we provided the link here. It's available in 9 languages. And you can learn more about the Greater Lowell Digital Equity Plan and what digital equity plans are also at NEMCOG's website. If you want to help with the weekly RRT newsletter, this is quite a bit of work to get it together and get it out every week to have this useful resource. Or if you have anything you want to include, email rrt@solidaritylowell.com.
D raised for him.
Oh, D?
There. Yeah, regarding the digital survey, it's important to take it, even if you have to take it on paper. Because if you can't access the internet, they want to know about that too. They want to know if you're having trouble getting access to the internet. It's not just about who's using it and how you use it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's especially useful information, who's not on it and who's not using it. Good point. Anyone else? Okay, our next item is the Demonstrate, Dine, and Discuss, our DDD demonstrations. The next one will be Friday, May 24th at 6 p.m. at the usual spot at the Ladin Whitney Memorial across from City Hall. Once again, the topic will be affordable housing and homelessness. And then we will retire to Tasty Dumplings at 351 Market Street for a little companionship and discussion. If you want to take part, if you want to help plan, you want to join in making signs, contact Ryan at solidaritylowell.com. Ryan Hammond is the organizer for our Demonstrate, Dine, and Discuss items. Ryan, did you have anything about this week's that you wanted to say?
No, I think you covered it pretty solidly. Just come out, please, and join us to demonstrate and agitate for more affordable housing and more homeless shelters and more warming and cooling centers. People are desperate. There is a housing crisis, and we need all the help and advocacy that we can get.
Thank you very much. Mill City Messaging, our postcard. Amy?
Yep, I take it. Yeah. So we're back now. We're back on the schedule at Lala's. We're going to do it every second Thursday of the month at Lala Books at 189 Market Street. The next one will be Thursday, June 13th at 6 p.m. Until 8 or just before 8, they close. We don't want to keep them late, so let's say 7:45-ish. Yeah, so please come out. We can bring our own refreshments. We'll have supplies there. It's a variety of different causes. I'm hoping by the next one, we'll have at least one candidate endorsed, and then I want to focus on that for the postcarding effort. So, yeah, please come out. If you have any questions or want to get involved, you can contact me, amy@solidaritylowell.com. And I believe I organized these so that I'm the next one as well. There we go. How convenient of me. So yes, being the summer, we have some upcoming tabling opportunities. We would love to have you come out, just visit us or take a shift because it can end up being a long day for some of these. So you can see the dates all there. We have Acre Prest, we have Greater Lowell Pride, which is always fun. And there's also the parade and the flag raising ahead of time too. So I did say that we wanted to march in the parade. So more the better there. Get everybody marching and of course Folk Fest. So if you're interested in any of those things, you should also email me, please. Thank you.
All right. Allied Group updates and announcements. Please share any important information about upcoming events from groups that you're involved in. Anyone here have anything they want to lead off with?
Sure, I'll go.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Lefty Morrill. I'm the lead organizer for the Merrimack Valley Project. We are in our work, which is really exciting, and we're trying to find a bilingual organizer. So if you know anybody who would like to do organizing, we're looking for somebody who, I always say that for this kind of position, you need two things. You need the smarts, you need the heart. So you're looking for somebody who's smart and passionate. They don't have to have the skills. We can teach that, but you can't teach smarts and you can't teach passion. That's what we're looking for. The only real requirement is that you have to be fluent in English and another language, because they're going to be based in Lawrence, probably Spanish, but if somebody's fluent in Portuguese or Khmer or Haitian Creole, any of those would be good, but we need somebody who's fully bilingual. Marissa knows how to get in touch with me if you know anybody who's interested, or just Lefty at Merrimack Valley Project.
All right. Anybody here? Anybody joining us on Zoom who has anything they want to announce?
Over here.
Back here. Oh, yes.
There's an organization called Lift Every Vote. It is run by Joyce Hackett, who's a national organizer on the thing. They are in the process of putting together a national campaign in all of the states that allow pre-registration of 16 to 18-year-olds. They want to get them pre-registered by election day. In all of the states that we want to have every 18 to 24 years registered by registration day. And the reason for this is in excess of 5/6 of them will vote if they are registered at all. They have a much higher voter turnout if you actually can get them registered in the first place. And of course, none of them don't want to help them well, pretty much.
Oh, and John Grossman. There you go.
Yeah, 350 Mass is a local climate justice group that I volunteer with. And we're part of a coalition that is trying to get the Commonwealth of Massachusetts to pass more stronger climate legislation so that we can collectively address the problem of climate change, because when the state does it, it's a lot bigger than when each of us individually tries to do something. And it looks like there will be a climate bill this year, and everybody's trying to get as much in it as we can to go as far as we can to transition to clean energy. And there are a series of rallies on Tuesday in various cities, parts of the state, and the one closest to us is in North Andover. It is during the day for some reason. I didn't organize it, but if you're available anytime between 11 and 1, and you can get yourself to the North Parish Unitarian Church in North Andover at 190 Academy Road. There'll be people there standing out for a strong climate bill, and it won't be just there. It'll be in 7 or 8 communities across the state, and hopefully we'll get some press coverage.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Do we have anyone else? Okay, this was personal to me. The Montezut Regional Planning Commission, in the form of me, is going to be appearing before the Leominster City Council tomorrow to try to get them to adopt an MBTA ordinance. This is multifamily zoning to help address the affordable housing shortage and bring multifamily housing to places that have been locking it out for a long time. It also affects commuter rail places that have commuter rail to help promote transit-oriented development. So, wish us luck. You send good vibes. All right. Anyone? All right. I think that's the end of that section. And so I am pleased to present a special guest we have tonight, Mus Sochua of the Khmer Movement for Democracy. Mrs. Sochua is a Cambodian-American politician and rights activist. She was a member of parliament for Battambang from 1998 to 2003 and from 2013 to 2017. She was a member and vice president of the Cambodian National Rescue Party until it was forcibly resolved by the Hun Sen regime. She is currently one of 118 senior opposition figures, serving a 5-year ban from Cambodian politics following a court ruling. Please, without any further ado, we have Mrs. Sochua.
That's the hip.
Come up a little, I think we'll be able to hear you better.
Facing the screen,
Yes.
facing you.
Yeah,
Facing the camera, but then I can.
Just sort of sits on.
Yeah,
I'm so cool, and I'm very, very pleased to be with the Solidarity Lowell this afternoon or evening. I am not from Lowell, but my heart is with Lowell community because this is the second biggest, largest Cambodian community in the United States. The largest one is in Long Beach, California. I am in Rhode Island. I live in Rhode Island. I am actually sentenced to 47 years in prison, so I can't go back to Cambodia. But I have not just stayed around and do nothing because I believe in democracy. I believe in justice. I am now the Khmer Movement for Democracy. The KMD is a platform for all Cambodians, regardless of their political affiliations, to champion democratic values, starting with freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and freedom of association. It is a pro-democracy movement for Cambodians living outside of Cambodia. We represent about 3 million people. With people inside Cambodia cannot speak, therefore we are here, we can speak. As you can see, the Law people, Khmer people in Law are very, very, very active. I am here tonight to talk a little bit, very briefly, maybe you know about it, about the Cambodia Democracy and Human Rights Act that was introduced by your Congresswoman, Lori Trahan, last July. And this bipartisan, bicameral bill is also was introduced at the Senate level by Senator Ed Markey and with Senator Marco Rubio. The bill, the legislation would reaffirms America's support for free and fair elections and to upholding of democratic values in Cambodia. However, it would also allow, the legislation will allow the president to impose sanctions on high-ranking officials of the regime who are involved in serious human rights violations, in corruption, in deforestation, or in cyber crimes, which is a huge, huge problem, not just for Cambodia, but for the region, it's also for America. As of last year, cybercrimes have made over $3 billion out of America, the US citizens. Worldwide is worth $64 billion. So if we allow the regime to continue, that would be creating much more of a serious security risk problems for America as well. Where is the bill at this moment? And this is why I am here tonight to ask the Solidarity Law to help us. I just came from Washington, D.C. As the president of the Khmer Movement for Democracy. We have partners, we have youth, we have women who are very active. I went to talk to the legislative aide of Representative Trahan. She is also, by the way, the congressional chair of the Cambodia caucus. So it means a lot. She has a very high level position. She can do a lot for the Khmer community, especially for law. And that's why I believe that law solidarity law can help and can be engaged in this. We want to do a campaign. First of all, where is the bill at this moment? By the way, the bill is being reintroduced. It was introduced last Congress. It was missed by one vote. Just one vote, it would have passed. Yeah. A senator from Utah did not like it. Oh. Just by one. So, but at this Congress, the bill is not moving because there's so many issues with the Congress, right? However, it does not mean that the bill should stop. If you look at the situation of human rights, every day members of the opposition, activists, young people, you name it, even victims of forced evictions, those who lose their land, they can go to jail just because they protest, because in Cambodia there is no such thing as freedom of expression and freedom of assembly. So this bill is actually so important, but it's not moving. We talked with the aide of Lowell Trohan, of Senator Maki. It's not moving. So it needs a movement from the grassroots. So I am asking you to please help us. Actually, please help all of us. It's not just Cambodia because it's a US legislation, right? Against dictatorship, for free and fair elections, for democracy. So I was thinking it would be important for the local community, with the help of Solidarity and all the group, to meet with Congresswoman Trahan as soon as possible. And we can brainstorm and see what else we can do. Right? You say you have postcards, right? Do postcards, not just Congresswoman Trahan, but also Senator Ed Markey. They are very committed. However, it is not at the top of the agenda. So we as local people, as the constituents, must make it so that it is on the agenda. That's the ask for tonight for Solidarity Law. The second ask is for a much bigger campaign that we would like to see that start from Lowell, Massachusetts, is the free all political prisoners in Cambodia. Many of you have come with us on many protests on the streets of Lowell, but is still the regime in Cambodia is not even listening. Therefore, we need much bigger action, stronger action, more sustainable. So it cannot just be done we come once every 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, right? It's not going to help us release the political prisoners. And one of them is a Cambodian American lawyer, Terry Singh. She's an American citizen. but the US government is not doing much to even release, excuse me, a US citizen from jail. I was in jail once, and I'm also a US citizen, by the way. But to us, it is not just about one US citizen. To us, it's about Cambodia and democracy in Cambodia. Cambodia, that when we went through genocide, we went through so many years of armed conflicts, and now a regime that is more is a dynasty. The Hun Sen, who was in power who was the prime minister of Cambodia for 38 years, just tricked the elections last election, made his son now, who is the prime minister. The father now Hun Sen is now the president of the Senate. The son is the prime minister, and there won't be any free and fair election again. So we believe that at this level, the community level, we have to speak out. We have to move this much faster, much stronger. Thank you.
Thank you.
For free all political prisoners in Cambodia, I would like to come back and then talk with you and see how we can launch this campaign. What is the campaign about? I'm thinking about putting at every house here a picture of a political prisoner in front of your house. It's like the candidates with their sign.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we can talk about it later. But for Lori Crohan, I'm coming back next Wednesday. I'm hoping that she will see us, and then we can start to write letters or whatever. Thank you so much.
I had one thing I wanted to bring up about the postcarding. We've gotten a lot of pointers and gotten a lot of guidance from Progressive Mass on this, where Lori Trahan and Ed Markey are already very solid on it. What would be useful would be to postcards for people who need convincing and who are in especially useful positions. If you can provide to us those names in the Senate and in the US House, who we should target for that, that would be very helpful.
Right, thank you.
Were we playing the video?
Other states.
Okay. All right. All right.
Thank you. Are there any other questions?
Anyone else here or online? Ron? Anyone online with questions? No? All right. Being a progressive in 2024 means being a democracy activist. And so I think it's good with us to join with our fellow democracy activists for a little international solidarity and learning from other people's experience. Thank you very much. This is so cool.
Thank you.
We have another great set of speakers here, Nancy Cohn and Liz Anasakis from the Lowell Alliance. The Lowell Alliance helps families and neighborhoods thrive by connecting them with resources and empowering them to fulfill their vision for the community. Nancy and Liz are speaking today on their on Lowell Alliance's new initiative, Organizing Votes for Justice. So without further ado, take it away, Nancy and Liz.
Hi, everyone. I apologize. I think some people may know there that I am a big hockey fan as well as a hockey player, and I'm actually at the PWHL playoff game at the Tonga Center. So I'm going to keep this really quick. I'm glad that Liz is there. I can't see her on the phone, but I'm gonna give a brief introduction, and then I'm gonna let Liz take questions. So thanks to Solidarity Lowell for inviting us to your meeting to talk about our new organizing initiative, which we're calling, at least for now, Organizing for Housing Justice. And our plan is basically to knock on, we're guessing, at least 1,000 doors this summer and talk to at least 250 residents to better understand their concerns around housing, among other issues, but our focus is really going to be on housing. And the idea is to, of course, build a base of and we're also looking to partner with community organizations and groups like your own. And sometime in the fall, put together a meeting or organize a meeting. We're hoping at least 50 people will come, and we'll focus on identifying issues that we want to then take action on. We have a training, so we're sort of kicking things off with a training in a couple of weeks on the 30th of May at the Christchurch United in Lowell. And this will be specifically on deep canvassing, and it will really be for people who are already pretty committed to doing some organizing around housing, whether that's once a week or once a month, but you're pretty sure you want to do it. And this will give you an opportunity to understand more about what's involved with deep canvassing.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, and I'm gonna jump off now. Pardon the background noise. And
I'm sorry. It's great having you. Just so you know, Liz was not able to join us tonight.
Oh, I thought she was on. Sorry. Okay, because she did say something about trying to join at like 6:15. Okay. Any questions? Sorry.
Here we have one from Ron.
What is deep canvassing?
Well, I'm learning about that myself. So basically it's like Lowell Alliance has done a lot of door knocking with our outreach team for the last 4 election cycles. But this is usually just having brief conversations with voters about who's running and, are they planning to vote and where to vote and when to vote and how to vote. And this is going to involve much deeper, as it says, conversation. So, you're going to be talking with someone, if they allow it, to 10 or 15 minutes and sort of establishing a relationship and hopefully getting them to sort of move on the issue. And again, I've got a lot to learn about it. We've never done it. And that's what the training is for in a couple of weeks.
Hey, Nancy, this is Lefty.
Hi, Lefty.
Do you mind if I add a little bit about deep canvassing?
Yeah, sure, of course. Yep.
So the way that I've described it to folks is that, how many of you have done canvassing before? That's what I figured. So normally what happens, you knock on the door, you've got a certain goal, I knock on Marissa's door and she gives me the answer that I want and I leave. It's a transaction. That's the way we normally do our organizing, is transaction. Transaction. Deep canvassing is part of what's called relational organizing. So it's not just getting that person's information, it's actually developing relationships. I'll have a conversation with Marissa about anything. If I were doing it with Nancy, I would talk to her about hockey tonight. Seriously, I mean, that's how you start the conversation. You talk about, oh, the Bruins suck, or, we've got a good Boston women's team, or, whatever it is. And then from that, you start asking more questions and you develop a relationship so that when you come back the next time in the fall, when you want to get them to vote, you've got a relationship with that person. When you ask them to join your organization, go to a meeting, you've got a relationship with them. When you ask them for money or whatever else, you've got a relationship. So it's transactional versus relational organizing.
All right, anyone else here or joining us online? Questions about the Lowell Alliance?
Yeah, and if anybody's interested in the training and in doing some deep canvassing, with us or on your own, that's fine too. Please reach out to me. Chris or Marissa can share my contact information, or Lefty.
Excellent.
I think I mentioned the date. It's on the 30th at 5:30 at CCU.
Okay, Mitch, that was about what I was about to ask.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, everyone. I'm going to jump off now. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Nancy.
Thank you.
Yeah, why not?
Before you do, can I relate it to this? Just to be clear, Lowell Alliance and MVP, we're gonna be working really closely on this, but we're both 501c3 organizations, which means that we can't knock on doors and ask you to vote for somebody or vote against somebody. So if you want to do very partisan work, that's not going to be what Lowell Alliance and we are doing. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, actually, I want to jump off your relational because that's great. That's great. I'm on the ballot. That's why Ryan said I could have 2 minutes here for the governor's council, because he said I had 2 minutes. I got handouts. Because I'm really geeky like that. I'm not a politician. I'm a therapist. And, came here for more, I was motivated more because of the system. And I'm looking at the governor's council from a systems perspective. It's not, I'm not running for an office, I'm running for the system.
Just 1 second, I wanted to do a check in the, everybody online hear her okay? Is the audio okay? So someone listening, give me a thumbs up. They look at their cameras. We'll assume it is.
Is anyone online?
Ask them.
Thumbs up.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you're fine.
Thank you. I have that still. I'm not used to the camera because I'm not a politician. I'm used to being behind the scenes. So I'm a little awkward. That's part of it. So I just want to let you know, and I'm leaving in mind is very kind. Oh, the most important thing is where I got to minister. I'm not a party. I'm an independent. I have no affiliation with the party, and I know it's not corny, but my affiliation is with people. So, you know, as far as things like your democratic agenda, your progressive, I'm all for that, but I'm not a party person, so get that off and on right away. I'm on for the governor's council, I did get all my signatures, so I am on the ballot. I love the feedback, and here's where your relational will come back. Instead of you just saying something to someone, and you start engaging with them, and you start learning what they care about, that gives you power. That gives you a lot of power. That I did so much, I did almost I almost did every city in my district, and I talked with so many people, and I learned so much. And that's what I need, because I'm not a politician, I'm not experienced in everything. I'm getting all my energy and my information from the people who have concerns. So I really love that part of it. I will leave a couple of handouts. Do me a favor, recycle. You know, it's just a basic how I view the system. And I think the system is broken. And I think that they create our judicial system and to have, I mean, just look at our Supreme Court, and I'll go into it, but there's improvement necessary in our judicial system. This is where I come in. I am really strong on some of the changes. My motto is let's bring ethics back. We are so unethical now, just in our speech, just everything about us is so unethical. And these people are appointing judges. Judges have to be at a high bar. You know, Terrence Kennedy, who's a member, he did say recently at one of these meetings, he says, I never asked about people's personal lives. I'm sorry, if you're gonna be a judge, your personal life should be open. You know, I mean, you've got issues with gambling, that's gonna affect. So, you know, I'm very much that ethics, transparency is another hot word. All about transparency. I am totally transparent. I don't always like it. You know, there's moments I don't like, but anyways, that's my 2 minutes. I'll leave up here. But again, my name is Jody Elliott. I'm an independent. Yes.
For those that don't know the layout of governors' councils, as well as we know other kinds of districting, what is the district that you are running for, and who are your opponents?
Actually, I don't know my opponents very well. There's a Democrat, there's a Republican. I've met the Republican briefly when I was in line dropping off signatures. That was not my criteria. I just need to get signatures. I didn't want to worry about opponents and their opinions. And I was all about, would you sign this? Tell me what you feel about this. That was it. So
What's your district, please?
Five.
Thank you.
North Shore, Merrimack Valley.
Thank you.
There you go. Thank you.
So does Merrimack Valley including Lowell?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're definitely in Merrimack Valley.
That's what I was talking
Yeah,
about.
Merrimack Valley is usually divided though.
It's divided though, so south of here, like on the other side of it, like Billerica and Westford, those are in other districts. But most of the Merrimack Valley is in the 5th.
Oh, okay, and
It's
they
a very
didn't,
large district.
Yeah,
oh, so they didn't split Lowell?
they didn't, no, Lowell is, it's because it uses Senate districts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Lowell's a complete Senate
I
district.
was surprised. So when you see your ballot, if you're another district, you'll have, like on my ballot, we're District 6, and then it says District 5. You know, it has a different district altogether, which is confusing. And that was one of my big conversations with people. So that, you know, you might not think this is your district, it is, but it's a very large district.
They're larger than US congressional districts.
Yeah, it's big. So anyways, that's why it's so important for me to talk to everybody, because I live in Salem, and I'm sure you have a lot of different people like this housing issue. That's across the board. I mean, wherever you live in Massachusetts, that's an issue. So we do share a lot of common things, but then there's other things that are more important to other people than, say, my area. I will leave a few, but thank you for letting me come and listen, because this is great to hear about people, small group manufacturers. I know about small groups of people who do great things. And I truly honestly believe that you're doing great things, and it's great that you allowed me to be part of it.
So
Thank you.
I know that we're all high-level subject matter experts on the governor's council, but on the off chance somebody does have a question, we have a governor's council candidate who are available to answer them. So.
I'm learning.
Anyone online around? No, all right.
I just throw one more fact out. Who gives the governor's council the names of the judges, the people to appoint?
Government, I thought.
There is a JNC, a judicial, I need my glasses, nomination committee. I did not know that. Fun fact, we have 27 members, only one member is District 5.
Huh.
We could beef that up a little bit, so this only one, so that's on this file of systems.
And the name should be public record, but we don't hear about it.
Right. I did, but I'm all about names. I got her
Another
address.
27 as well, is that?
No, because
Online?
they're mostly Boston, and you know what, we have no power over that.
Right.
So keep the power where we can make a change.
Are those governor appointed? Is that governor
They're
appointed?
volunteers, but the government approves them. But they're volunteers.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. See, I'm
That's what the
learning,
government-
as I go and I'm learning more and more. And all the, this is the main system I'm concerned about. That's appointing judges, judicial system and law enforcement. Because the judicial system cannot work without a law enforcement. So this really moves down and there's some areas of improvement. So I'll leave a couple of these, recycle.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have the other speaker here. Nope.
Elizabeth, didn't make it. She was the one that has early information.
Okay, well.
Yes, exactly that.
All right, where are we? Okay, so we are unusually running ahead tonight.
Yes.
So our next meeting is going to be Sunday, June 23rd, last Sunday of the month again, at 5:30. It will either be Zoom only or it will be hybrid. That will be announced depending on COVID numbers, basically. When numbers are up, we meet by Zoom only. When numbers come down, we have hybrid meetings so that everybody at every level of coverage can join. If you feel sick, please attend remotely. Join us online. You can join our Facebook page for public events, photos, and more, but no discussions or members only events. You can join our Facebook group, which you can participate in discussion, access to all of our events, including our members only events. You can visit our website, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and watch recordings of these meetings on YouTube and on LTC. On YouTube, on the @Solidarity Lowell channel, as well as on Lowell Telecommunications Corporation. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We're gonna let you go early this evening. Have a great week.